the best midfielder in terms of covering distance, winning the balls, and it's so difficult really to really get the two in that midfield. I love that institution because they're so different in all these teams. You know why? They can buy 15 players tomorrow, stars, superstars, and put them together, and they will win. It shows the quality of the boy playing for so-called a small team, Polokwane City, and you rise and show us that it doesn't matter if you play for a small team, but when you've got quality, you can show us the quality. And that's what Appollis did. These ladies, they always come and tell us to say, guys, you want us to go and play? We'll go and play. You want us to win? We'll win. Can we get what we agreed on? Please. They've never gave us an excuse not to pay them. They've never.
Benedict Tso Vilakazi is the all-time top goal scorer for Orlando Pirates with 52 goals plus 32 appearances for Bafana Bafana.
If you understand what I'm talking about, you will say to me, so you are correct.
Now you can catch Tso live every Monday on Omni Audio, TikTok, Facebook, and X. Don't miss Tso's football wisdom exclusive to Omni.
Oi, welcome to Tso's football wisdom. We are live on TikTok. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and post. We are on Omni Audio Africa. Lendo dale khulumayo lo ubongane Benedict bambiza Tso bambiza Little Napoleon Vilakazi umshika insizwe ezishumi mayoda ngeke enze lutho yimlo.
Khotman esijabulile man. We are excited. Oswin Appollis finally has a new home. We've all been waiting for him to leave Polokwane City. No disrespect to Polokwane City. It's a very good team also, but the boy just had to go flourish elsewhere, and they finally decided to let him go. Shockingly, though, they sent him to Orlando, whereas a lot of people were thinking he's going to Nigeria. What do you think about that move, Khotman?
Look, well done to the boy. Well done to Dr. Ivan Koza and the management, everyone at Pirates. Well done, guys. And look, one thing about the boy is that the boy has shown, playing for Polokwane City, that he can be selected to the national team and be every time on the first 11 in the Bafana team. And it shows the quality of the boy playing for so-called a small team, Polokwane City, and you rise and show us that it doesn't matter if you play for a small team, but when you've got quality, you can show us the quality. And that's what Appollis did. And yeah, well done to Ezinyama Nkota Kepelumuzi Kamaspala Zawenzo Wawo. One thing that I will say, this game, I love this game with all my heart. And this game has always teach me about football and about life in general. In football, I always say this, and people, when I say this, they laugh. This game will give you questions and also will give you answers. It's up to you, if you are watching the game, that here are the questions and then you come with answers. And that's what Pirates did. Well done to Dr. Ivan Koza and the team, because you guys have watched the game. You've watched the game gave you questions, and then you came with answers. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because last season, Pirates, they didn't sign anyone on the January transfer window. And the reason being, I think they never thought that the team would go that far in the Champions League. But now when they see that the team is going far in the Champions League, then they started to, that's where they saw the questions in the game. And then now what they did is we're coming with answers. We saw the questions last season that the team went far up to the semi-final of the CAF Champions League. And now Pirates are coming with answers to say, look, now we're preparing ourselves for the next season, that the boys have shown us that they can go all the way. It was us, management, it was us, meaning Dr. Ivan Nkota, to say it was me that I didn't read the game in terms of seeing those questions and then come up with answers. It was him, and I'm happy that he's one person that I really really respect. Beside being a chairman of Orlando Pirates and the chairman of the league, as a father, that he's very wise. He can see things and he can respond when he sees things, and that's what he did now. That, look, I've seen what happened last season, and I'm going to make things right this season, and put somebody on toes. I'm not going to mention now the name, but put somebody on toes to say, hey, I'm there. And well done to the team to get the boy, and I hope the boy is gonna pick up where he left last season to shine more and more and more.
Grootman, Oswin Appollis joins Orlando Pirates. He plays the exact same position as Relebohile Mofokeng. We've seen also Bafana, one starts, one is benched. Does this mean that maybe Orlando Pirates are probably preparing to let go of Mofokeng? Hence now they're like, let's get Oswin Appollis, because soon we might have to let him go.
Life is something else. When you've got this precious thing, it's not easy to let it go. It's not easy. It's not easy to let it go. So I think I'm sitting where the chairman is sitting with Dr. Ivan Nkota to say, should I release the boy? Should I keep the boy? I won the Champions League. I won the league. The boy is a key player in my team. He's the one who makes things happen. And memories are coming back, remember. The final of Nedbank, you remember they played against Sundowns. Mofokeng came the last few minutes of the game. Then when he scored and they've won, against they played against Stellenbosch, where he created, a goal with a foul that happened. When you look at those things, then you're like, should I prepare myself that if really comes time where I had to let him go and grow somewhere else, or should I keep him for the team to go all the way and maybe win the league or win the Champions League? That's a tricky one, and I feel for Dr. Ivan Nkota to be in that position where you don't know whether should you release him or what. But with football and football people and the growth of football, man, it would be nice seeing him going overseas and go there and learn more about the game, and grow, being a human being in person beside football per se. But I can feel what the chairman is feeling, because also for me he's a favorite player. I like him a lot, and seeing him playing for Pirates and making Pirates win, that is one thing that I love. And and if time comes, why not? If things are good, we can release him and allow him to go overseas and learn about the game.
Grootman, before we move on to these other teams and everything else that's been happening in the world of football, let's just analyze what's happening at Orlando Pirates. So I think every position in attack has 3 right now, meaning a competition like now you can't relax anymore. If you Tito, now you can't be thinking I'll just time on top of the ball because I know I have manje. There's a lot of competition, starting with the left wing position where Relebohile Mofokeng plays. Do you play Oswin Appollis there and move Relebohile Mofokeng to number 10, or when are we yenza kanjani, Grootman?
No, Mofokeng can play right and left, but for now I will put Appollis on the right. I'm not gonna move Mofokeng on the left. Mofokeng will stay on the left. Appollis will go on the right, and I'm not gonna play again Mofokeng as number 10. No, Because I've seen him when they play him as number 10. He doesn't give us what we want or what we know of him. But when he's wide on the left, there he's gonna give you. So I'll keep him on the left and then Appollis on the right and allow our man there. I like this boy. Tito Maswangai. Let's leave him in that position and fight for to keep that position. Let's not complicate things. It's simple. Appollis right, Mufokeng left. Done.
So Khotman, when you're moving Appollis to the right, does this mean now Nkota, Saleng, bench Velenjalo?
Look, they need to remember that we're talking about two players that are in the national team. That's number one. You cannot put Nkota ahead of Appollis that is in the national team. You cannot put Saleng ahead of Mofokeng when Mofokeng is in the national team. It says a lot when you make those decisions to say, no, I need to start with the players that are in the national team because it shows that they are good enough because they are in the national team in the Bafana. So they are good enough. I'm not saying Saleng and Nkota are not good enough, but when by looking at things, when they select national team, both of them are there. And the other one is starting, So it's obvious when it comes to that, it's up to the coach in the Bafana to decide who to start. But there at Pirates, I'm saying this, they don't need to really pull up their socks and work more hard because sharing a position with the player that plays in the Bafana, that's not an easy one. I remember at some point I was in that situation at Pirates where we had Chabo Mngomeni, Gofre Sapula, Chabo Mngoni, the late Vusemnwango, Ernest Mtawali, all those guys, they were in the national team, about Tomisango, Spiti Piti. They were in the national team. And I was fighting a position in that midfield with those Makrotmane. So that's not an easy one. So you need to work double. When you play, you're sharing a position with a player that is in the national team and you are not there. You need to work double than those guys. So it goes to say Nkota and Saleng, you guys, you are good. Not that you are not good. You are good. You just need to pull up your socks a bit. To make also the coach of the Bafana coach Bruce to think, to say, I think this time around I need to call all the wingers of Orlando Pirates where we're going to have Mfukeng, Nkota, Appollis and Saleng. That would be nice. But now it goes back to say to you guys, pull up your socks so that you can confuse everyone. You're going to start by confusing Ukojwadu Pirates to say, who am I going to start? When he looks at you guys at training, we are buzzing, we're doing the right things, we are coachable, we are disciplined, we're coming on time, we are working very hard. Look, you start by confusing him. Make him to be so frustrated in such a way that he doesn't know who to put in the first 11. So, also you guys are very good. I also like you boys. I like these boys that when they come in the field of play, they show us what is that they can do. And one thing that I really appreciate that the boys are doing is that they always work hard and they show us when they're playing the games.
Fair point, Khotman. Can we just move to the center of the park for a bit? We have Talent Mbata, we have Nduli, we have Sipombule, we have Makehleni Makaula. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kukwaiba is also, we can also include him there. Mm-hmm. Who are you playing and who are you benching, Khotman? I almost forgot Shenko, Kabelo Dlamini, Slepe. There's too much competition there.
I hope
because it's not confirmed. There's a rumor that they might release him, but because it's not confirmed, Khotman, I just added your favorite player.
Yeah, if I had a choice, I was gonna skip that, but unfortunately I have to go through it. It's so hard. You know, I just said now, Saleng, Nkota, Appollis and Fukeng, they need to give that coach a frustration about who to select. So now you are putting it to me that I must talk about who I feel that is going to do the job in that midfield. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. For really, it's oof. You've got Umbule, you've got Tito, you've got Talente, you've got Dlamini, you've got Makehleni, you've got Nduli, you've got Rasibucha ukhona.
Goodman Musele is also there.
Goodman Musele is also there. Undlo, my boy, is also there. You know, the sad part in this, you have to select 2 players in that central position. That's the sad part. And I'm going to tell you something that no one is seeing this. I like this boy also, Umbata. He's got something special. You know, he just need, you know, proper coaching and knows when I'm saying proper coaching, I'm talking about when to take the right decision at the right time, you know, and the areas, you know, where he should put himself in. Because why I'm saying this, if you can look at him with a very good coaching, he can score goals. He's got a good technique, he's got power. That means you need a player like that. You need a player like that in the midfield. That out of the blue, he can come outside the box, take a shot, goal, done, finish. The game ended 1-0, Pirates winning. But here's the problem now. He's going to share that midfield with whom? You need to balance. The player that I'm going to call now. I know people, they were like, Marai, you're Kalile, man, you're so Wensan. I'll put Nduli. You know why? Nduli can defend, can also get the ball from defense and make the midfielders play. So I'll have Nduli more defensive, and then Umbata as a attacking, but I know he can do that box to box. Umbata, I've seen him score that energy. He can do box to box, and one thing I like about him is that when Tito is terrorizing them there at the last third, Mbata will come late and take a shot. I'm telling you, it's just that the reason why I'll put Mbata again, it goes to that point that I did explain earlier. Eyaga Appollis, Nkota, Saleng, that Appollis is in the national team. He's playing in the national team, you know. And the reason why I put Uluntuzana Umbata is because he's in the national team and he scores. You know, he creates some chances there in the Bafana. And it's not easy to put a player like Umbata ngaphandle. Yes, I mean, Pirates have got quality midfielders because, you know, the other one can argue with me and say, no, but you can put Mbule in that position where you are putting Umbata. But there's some element that you don't see in Umbata because I can't play. It's going to be difficult for me to play Umbata and Mbule same time. It's going to be a headache because both of them are players that they like to play, you know, Bachandi Paula could, both of them. And they are not people that you can assign them to stay deep in that midfield. So you'll need a player like Nduli. So it says to Mbule, you need to work. You need to work to get that position where Umbata is. And it's not going to be easy because Umbata is doing very well. That's why he's been called up in the national team and he's playing in the national team. So you're competing with a player that is in the Bafana. That means if he's working 100%, you need to work 200%. So yeah, that's a headache. You see, like now I've got a pain here. I've got a pain here because how do I not put my boy also on Ndlondlo in the mix? Why can't I put Dlamini with that good technique, with that good passing, good read of the game? And Rasebuja again in that midfield, he shown us when they play against Al-Ahly, he came in that midfield and stabilized that midfield. And Mosele also is also a very good midfielder that he can also neutralize the opponents in that midfield and give them a headache in terms of trying to play those passes in the midfield. So it's a serious now. As I'm saying now, I've got a pain for really. I've got a pain because if it was me really and tried to change the rules, I'll play all of them. I'll play all of them because we still have Maketleni that is gonna give stability also in that central position. And when you look at the stats, Maketleni, the best midfielder in terms of covering distance, winning the balls, and it's so difficult really to really get the two in that midfield.
Yeah, no, I don't envy the job of an Orlando Pirates coach this season. But man, looking at Orlando Pirates, I think first off we need to give credit to Mamelodi Sundowns because that's the one team that showed these teams that you don't need to depend on one squad. Because you are playing so many domestic competitions, you're competing for the league, you're playing in the CAF Champions League, and I mean, look at them, they went as far as also playing in the FIFA Club World Cup. So I think what Orlando Pirates are trying to do this time, the reason there's so many good players that they signed, they want to have a team that they can use for the domestic cups to avoid injuries for those that are going to compete for the league and for those that are going to compete in the CAF Champions League. Orlando Pirates, does this mean that they are trying their utmost to make sure that every competition this season, the worst case scenario, run up?
Pirates, they mean business. This is how you, when you aim high, you need to prepare your things also to be high because you've got domestic trophies that are there. I mean, you've got the M108, you've got the Saleng, Black Label, you've got the Nedbank, and you've got the marathon that you're running, of which it's a Betway Premiership. And then now you are looking at the Champions League. It's not easy. It's not easy. So now it's the key part now in this is that it goes to the coach. How are you going to prepare your team? Now, as it's a pre-season now, how are you going to prepare your team so that every player must be up to the level? And look, Sundowns, they did very well. But if you can look at the Sundowns towards, let me say not even towards, let me say when Cardoso came in, if you can look at them, they play 13 players. If you can check them, they play 13 players. They don't really give a lot of players a chance to play. I mean, we had Abom Kulisi, Abom Mayema, you can name them, but they don't get enough game time. So Cardoso, he's not like the other coaches that, I'm sorry to bring this name back, guys, but I've learned from him, and I've learned, it's not only him alone. The two coaches that they've shown how to put the team together, and even if you've got a big number of players, but they know how to balance them in terms of their match fitness and the fitness in terms of them playing. Because Coach Pito did it with a huge number of players, and Coach Rolane also did it with a huge number of players, where their players, when they come in, you can see them. Like I remember at some point we used to say, Sundowns, the level that is playing now, you can even take it out and take the ones in the bench, take the ones that are sitting in the grandstand and really put them in the game, and they'll do very well. And at that time, it was only the personnel that will change. But in terms of the philosophy and the style of play, it will be Sundowns all the way. So I think Pirates, they're coming to that line of saying, look, we want these players, and we want these players also to come in and do wonders like Sundowns they did with the huge number. Everyone is going to get an opportunity at Pirates because of the domestic trophies, the marathon, and the Champions League. So I'm looking forward really to see how the coach is going to balance the fitness of the players.
Godman, when we look at Orlando Pirates' biggest rivals, of course, Jumpy defense. When we look at their biggest rivals, Kaizer Chiefs, they don't look that busy during this transfer window, They don't look very busy, and we see that they've given Unabi another chance. Godman, sibabona bayenza kanjani next season laba mara?
Makosi for life. When you talk about this team, I think maybe even if you can check outside, when you talk about Amakosi, even the pace, they're not flying, they're just sitting down. They want to hear what am I going to say about Amakosi. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing, man. It's a bit disappointing not to see really Kaizer Chiefs getting really quality players and season campaigners in the team. Yeah, good player that they've signed from Ulontuzana Boyabenyat. He played for Maritzburg. He went to Orlando Pirates in Ndlovu, and then he went to SuperSport United. And I think at SuperSport he did very, very, very well in that midfield, and he was a key player for SuperSport in that midfield. And yeah, good player that Kaizer Chiefs have signed. And I think if they can also get Ulontuzana Umaboya will give you a lot of dynamic. He's a versatile player, Umaboya, and I like him. That's one player that I like. He can play as a striker, can play as a midfielder, can play as a right back. He's such a player that I think he can also help at Kaizer Chiefs in different positions where it needed be. So I'm not really pleased with some of the players that are signing, but with Ndlovu, I think they made a right move. So I hope maybe they will get also Umaboya just to stabilize the midfield, and also Umaboya, because he's a versatile player, he can also help in different positions at Kaizer Chiefs. He can play with right back, striker, midfielder. He's one player that can work very hard, and he's not old. He's not old. I think he's about 30, Umaboya. And yeah, that's another player that I think if Chiefs, they can also get him, it will really play a part in terms of making that team to have a stability in the midfield.
So, Godman, I think they're out in Netherlands. I stand corrected, but from what I know, they're going to Netherlands for the preseason training. Do you see that making any justice for the team? Like, do you see them coming back, Bafundile, a thing or two that they can come apply in the PSL? I mean, already Siyabona Guti, they haven't signed really exciting players. So is this trip to Netherlands going to do anything for the team?
There's one thing about this game is that sometimes you can have material and you don't know how to use the material. Sometimes you don't have material, but we can put that team together and be a solid team. I'll name the few coaches. Coach Wadu. I'm not talking about Coach Wadu because of Ago Pirates now, but what he did at Maromo Kaland with a short period, he makes a huge difference at Ulontuzana, Maromo Kaland. And again, he doesn't have much. He didn't have much in his hands, but he managed to put that team together. Look at Tuputi at Polokwane City. It doesn't have much. He just put the team together. It doesn't have a masters, doesn't have wow players, but he managed to put that team together and then compete. Kukuna United, they also put things together there Coach Eric. Sometimes you can have material, but you don't know how to use the material. Sometimes you'll find others, they don't have material, meaning the wow players, the big name players, but they can put that team together and then they can achieve goals. So, which coach Nabi, let's see now. He had an opportunity in January, then he didn't do anything. And then he now has got an opportunity to put his team together in another preseason. Let's watch the space, but I'm not really convinced that even if they can go to Netherlands, if they're going to play the way they were playing last season, I don't see something good coming out of that.
Man, Pesidao, from what we know, is in the country. What's happening? Like, is there anyone interested in him? Have you heard anything? Has he been having conversations with any team? Because a lot of us were shocked when Chiefs announced their signings and Pesita wasn't there, because we were hoping that they'd sign him. And I mean, if you ask me, they could use his services. So,
Percy is waiting for a call for whichever side. And I think... what's worrying me, if he can go to Chiefs, there will be the very same problem that happened to Monnapule. Monnapule, Kigentoli, and now Sereno. So I'm scared of that. He will be caught up in that. He needs to come and do everything for the team, and he cannot do it alone. He needs his teammates also to come to the party, and in that you need good teammates that they will complement him. So yeah, man, because we want Chiefs to come to the party. We want to see a better Chiefs this season. So yeah, let the Chiefs sign Utao and ask Sundowns to give them Omayema and also let them get Umaboya. I think the team will be more balanced in that midfield and attacking zone. Yes, I know that they do need really a striker. A really striker, somebody that can really score for Kaizer Chiefs, because you can have good midfielders, but if you don't have a good striker, then you're going to have a problem. So, yeah. Just wish Njeguti Kaizer Chiefs can sign him, because Paris they can sign him, but Paris, I think they're okay. It's only Kaizer Chiefs that I think they deserve to sign him.
Yeah, but also there's a rumor with Orlando Pirates and so you might even find him in black and white also next season. And then Mamelodi Sundowns, they too haven't announced any signings yet. Do you think they're on the market? Do you think they're looking for players? And are there any players they're going to release?
Look, already they've released 5 players, because I heard towards the end of the season, Coach Caruso said he can't work with the number of the players that Sundowns they do have. So he needs a number of about 25 players. And I was like, okay, 25 players, but you're going to play the domestic cup, going to play marathon, going to go for Champions League. Then you need 25 players. I doubt that it's going to happen the way you want, because your players, they'll pan out. And when they pan out, and then, we do this. As soon as they pan out, that's what we're going to do as a Pagania. And then the Pagania will gonna go all the way. So, yeah, they did the release players. And there's one player that I'm not sure whether the deal is done or they're still talking. It's Pasadine, that he might go to Mamelodi Sundowns. And, yeah, I mean, I think, but why not yeah, man, I lapana Pagania to, because they release Umako, and I think if they can bring him back that side to have a competition with Otto, because I can see that Otto Bambu is a left back as a left back. So yeah, but the Sundowns they do have players, man. I don't think it's they need to sign anyone. I don't see them really going to buy players, because they do have quality players.
Hotman, there's this thing in Zagalayo, engasiphathanga kahle like as a country. We need to talk about lento le yase Safa and Safa not paying izinto ngesikhathi, and look at how now this thing is all over the media. It's bad publicity for our football in general, because now we have the Euro that's going on. There's a structure there. You see even how the players are playing. So Hotman, what do you make of everything that's been happening around Banyana Banyana and Safa?
You know, it's really disturbing. You know, it's like we waiting for Banyana Banyana to fail, and then we say, but you guys, why should we pay you? Because you're not achieving anything. And yet again, Banyana Banyana, they've been doing well. Banyana Banyana, they don't struggle to get it to the AFCON. No. They've won it, and now they're going to defend it. And why are we having problems when they need to be paid? Why? And another thing is that I'm sure people will agree with me. We all knew that this time will come for Banyana Banyana to go and represent us in the AFCON. We all knew. So why we didn't plan? Especially with Banyana Banyana, it's not a team that you will doubt that it will qualify. No. There's no excuse of saying, no, but we can't plan for them. Why did they lose? They don't qualify, blah, blah, blah. No, with Banyana Banyana, it's a done deal with them. We all know. For years, they didn't start last season or two seasons back. No. It's something that has been going on for years, that they always qualify, they always do well. So when it comes to them not getting paid, guys, if we call them to play a friendly game, preparing for AFCON, let's prepare ourselves also as an office to say, guys, for friendlies, here's your money. For qualifiers, here's your money. Because we all know that they will play friendly, they need to be paid. They're going to go for AFCON, they need to be paid. Why now, when they go to play friendlies, you promise them something and then nothing happened? And then now, they're going to the AFCON. So their mind, you actually, you are defeating our team before they can be even defeated by the opponents. Or they will write them off, because remember that psychologically it's going to affect their game. It's going to affect their game if they're not going to be paid. You know, it's not nice when the team, they need to focus in preparing for this AFCON, and then now they've got issues of payments. It's going to affect them to say, no, if they can't pay us for the friendlies, we don't think that even here they will pay us. Why should we play here and win? Win for what? Because we're not going to be, no one is going to appreciate us in terms of the sacrifice and the work that we put in. So, yeah, man, it's something that is really disturbing, but I hope Safa will find a way that they can solve this problem, not for once, but forever in the lives of football.
Hotman, just before we talk about their performance and results from last night against Ghana, ubani inkinga lapha kuSafa?
You know, in organization, I always say this, and even wherever where I'm a technical director, I always say you need to get people that they're gonna align with you in terms of your vision and the goal, and how you want to reach that. Because if you're not gonna get people that have got that vision, that the people that they're not gonna follow in your vision, then you're going to have problems. Because I doubt that it can be only one person in that organization that makes things not to run smooth. The NEC, if they see the head, for example, if they see Dr. Jordan that is not doing the right things, as an NEC, they need to come have a meeting and discuss those things and call him to come and account in certain things and make relevant decisions. Because for really, it's it's something that it's worrying me that I doubt that I'm not defending Dr. Jordan, but I'm saying we cannot say in the whole Safa it's only Dr. Jordan that is responsible for everything. If that's the case, then why these other people are there? Why are we having all these other people there in the what you call in the Safa office if they are not coming in and help in terms of developing our football? So we rather have Mr. Jordan I1, and then everything that needs to be done in Safa, we ask him. Whether it's about Bafana, it's about Banyana Banyana, the role of a CEO, the role of general manager, the kid manager, we need to ask him. But if there's people that are employed to do certain things, do justice also, people. Do justice and say, look, according to the role of that I've been given by Safa, I've played my part. Here's are the reports that says I did what I think it was good for our organization. But the final word comes to the president, of which it's Dr. Jordan to say. He said, no, we're not going to do this. I didn't hear anyone coming out and say, this was what I was doing. Oh, except one person that did state his case, and that's why he has to resign. It was the technical director, Stenbok, that put his case to say, this is what I've been doing. This is what I was employed to do, and I did it. But other things that I couldn't achieve them, it goes to NEC and Safa president. Other than that, I didn't hear anyone, and it's really disturbing that if we all want to say it's Dr. Jordan, and you guys, can you come out and tell us that did you play your role, and where did you hit the roof, so that Mr. Jordan was supposed to come in, and then we see whether is Mr. Jordan not doing his work based on the reports that you guys gave it to him, or either you guys, you are not doing your job, and then now you throwing the president under the bridge. So let's wait and see what's going to happen going forward.
Hotman, Banyana Banyana played Ghana last night, and then they won the game by 2-0. They played against a team that's stronger than them physically, but Banyana Banyana, despite everything that they've went through and everything that's happened, Bailela Payana represented the country well. They won, and Coach Desiree Ellis said that she's not bothered by white people, but about what people are saying about Morocco and Nigeria. They stand a chance of winning at Azim Tusi Lezo. What do you make of their performance last night against Ghana?
Look, I'm so proud of those girls, those ladies. I'm very proud, and I met the coach in the south, and we spoke about the football part and the challenges, and of which I'm not going to talk about other challenges, because as football people we go through a lot of things, especially as coaches, where there's certain things that you want, and unfortunately you can't get them, or they don't happen, certain things. But from that game, they've shown why they need to be paid. They've shown why. If you guys didn't see, then I don't know. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want. These ladies, they always come and tell us to say, guys, you want us to go and play? We'll go and play. You want us to win? We'll win. Can we get what we agreed on? Please. They've never gave us an excuse not to pay them. They've never. In all the years before I played football, when I've played football, I've retired in the game. I'm a coach today. I'm an analyst. I've got my own podcast here. It's Football Wisdom. I've been seeing one thing. Guys, let me show you another thing. This coach, Odesere, gave me one coach in Africa, not in South Africa, in Africa that has been coaching the national team and be successful like her? Give me one. Give me one. In Africa, I'm not talking about South Africa. In Africa, they always change coaches around, but we've been standing with her. She's been giving us the results, but we don't give her support. We don't give her support. We don't make her feel that my country, my people, they've got my back. We don't do that. He always finds one thing over and over again when he's preparing his team to go and play. Why? Why, guys? They've shown us last night, guys. Can we support Coach Desiree and the girls there? Can we support them, please? The ladies, they've went there, sacrificed for us as a country. For everyone, all the South Africans. You can even stay, whether you're staying in Netherlands, in France, Spain, in Germany, in China, wherever, in Dubai. But those ladies there, they're there sacrificing their time instead of them spending with their families and friends and having a good time here at home. But they said, no, look, we're going to stand for the country. Please, guys, just support them. The same way when we support Bafana when they play, let's do the very same thing to the girls there. They always, guys, I don't know whether it's only me that feels this thing of really how these women, they're going through. But well done, coach. Well done, coach. Well done, girls. Well done, ladies. Well done. You always show us what is it that you can do and keep pushing. Keep pushing. One thing I've learned in football is that no one will take it away from you. Only you will take it away from yourself. And I wish you all the way, girls. I wish you all the way.
Khotman, I think it's clear to see why Fluminense made it this far, and it makes sense why they were too strong for Mamelodi Sundowns to beat. I mean, they've reached the semi-finals of the FIFA Club World Cup. A lot of us didn't think they would make it this far. They take on Chelsea. How far do you see them going? But so FIFA final.
Look, I can be wrong, but I think they were lucky. And especially against Mamelodi Sundowns, they were lucky. They were lucky because I think Sundowns, they had an upper hand against them. Sundowns have created chances that I think if they did bury those chances, we'll be talking something different. But there's one thing that we always say, football people. You can play all the beautiful ball, beautiful game, beautiful football, knocking around, creating chances. But if you don't have luck, sometimes in this game you need luck. Not that you are better than the other ones, but the luck is on your side and it keeps you going. Really, I think Sundowns, they're better than them. And if Sundowns, with God's grace, by Konu Pumelela, to go to another round, we'll be talking something different in terms of them confidence-wise and the football that they display. Fluminense, yes, they're going to the semi-final against Chelsea. Yeah, why not? If Chelsea are there for the taking, take them, Fluminense. It's football. Football is like that. I couldn't believe. I thought in the other game, PSG and Bayern Munich, I thought Bayern Munich was going to win the game. But yeah, PSG, they're going to give other teams a problem. But yeah, if Chelsea are there for the taking and Fluminense, they play the way they've played, that discipline, solid, when they create chances, they punish, they'll surprise everyone by going all the way to the final.
Khotman, PSG, I think we can agree to say that they've had a very beautiful season. They've had a very, very, very awesome season. Like, Babu got to win the Champions League, and now they're playing the semi-finals of the FIFA Club World Cup. They take on Real Madrid. That's another strong team. Xabi Alonso just got there, and what he's doing there, you can see that he's a tactical genius, and he really was a good player. I think that's the biggest one for me, Khotman. When ubona bana wina lapha, yeah.
You know, that game is not going to be about coaches. It's going to be about players. You know, we know these coaches. We know them way back when they were playing very, very good. Very, very good. Both coaches, very, very good. And when you look at them, they were playing both in that midfield. Both they were playing in that midfield. Very, very good players. Both of them are from Spain. So the Spain brothers are playing against each other. The one coaching a home team, one of the biggest team in football, and also the other one coaching the French team, PSG, the team that can buy everyone. Do you know that? You guys don't know. That team can even buy me. That team. You know, that team, they've got money, those guys. They can buy everyone. Hey, but you know, Coach Enrique, he's something. I was talking to my son when we were watching the game. I said, PSG, they need to be stopped. Not in a bad way. They need to be stopped. Because if they will win the Club World Cup for the next 3-4 years, no one will stop that team. Hey guys, you've watched those guys playing. You saw them in the final. They've beat a very strong Italian team in defense. They break those lines. They've won 5. Do you know what it means? You saw the football that this team is playing. This coach is something else. Enrique, he's something else. So I'm saying they need to be stopped because I love Real Madrid. I love Real Madrid. I love that institution because they're so different. In all these teams, you know why? They can buy 15 players tomorrow, stars, superstars, and put them together, and they will win. This is one team that they've got a different culture compared to other teams. This is one team in the whole world of football. This is one team that can get 15 stars and put them together and they win. But other teams, if they would do that, they'll lose because that's not their culture. But the one thing that I'm afraid of is that for really, PSG, they will be like Mamelodi Sundowns if they can't be stopped now in the Club World Cup. If Real Madrid, they're not going to beat them, I'm telling you, for the next coming 3-4 seasons, no one will stop that team. No one will stop that team. It will be like Mamelodi Sundowns in South Africa, where it's been 8 years. So difficult to stop Mamelodi Sundowns. That will be a PSG going to season next, the other season. If Real Madrid, they're not going to stop them now in the Club World Cup. They are on song. Playing good football, creating chances, scoring goals, winning games. They're doing very well. I mean, they beat Ilontuzana, Borussia. Real Madrid, they did that. And PSG, they beat Bayern Munich. It tells you, Bayern Munich is not an easy team. You saw Bayern Munich. Wow. That was football at its best, guys. Watching those both teams, the creativity, the work rate of those players, how they cover each other, how they create opportunities for each other. Wow. You know, I've enjoyed that game, and it's always here in my mind, you know, when I talk about football, to say it was football at its best, guys. But yeah, you know, there's time when we need to see an elder brother and a younger brother. It needs to come to the party now. I'm talking about the teams. Real Madrid is a big brother. PSG is a little brother, so he needs to give respect to the bigger brother, to say, bigger brother, with all the things that I can do in terms of playing good football, winning, I've won the Champions League, but yeah, no, I had to leave you as a bigger brother to win the Club World Cup. It should be like that. Please, can it be? Luis, come to Spain. Let's talk about it, my boy. You cannot go there and do what you are doing now. Please, man, think about it. Yeah, but it's going to be a very interesting game between the two. And yeah, let the best football team win the game. Bafethu, sekunjalo bafethu. Tso's Football Wisdom. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and post. We are on Omni Audio Africa. Omshika insizwe zishumi mayoda ngeke nze lutho. Yimlo. Oy.